Let's move on to Carmelo Anthony, who played his first NBA game in 376 days. He scored 10 points, of 4 of 14 from the field in his Blazers debut. Portland lost the game. They, of course, didn't have Damian Lillard, though, T-Mac. What did you make of seeing Melo back out on the court?
I'm happy for Melo. Glad to see him back on the court. Didn't really have any expectations for him last night other than I just wanted to see how he was going to be moving. After being out of the game for a year now, just wanted to see his movements, see how his body reacts, you know, how he's feeling today and how he bounced back on the second game. I think the tell of the story is once the adrenaline runs off, right, because he's on sheer adrenaline right now. Once that wears off, then, you know, we'll be able to see what Melo we're going to see for the rest of this season. But I didn't have any expectations, but it was good to see him back and moving well.
Yeah, I'm going to reserve expectations for when the real team plays, which is, you know, with Lillard and how he plays after 5, 6, 7 games. You could speak to this much more than I could, obviously. Like, a game is way different than practice and training and the stuff that he's been doing, right? I mean, this is going to be a slog to get back into game shape.
Yeah, it's going to take him about 10 games, 10 to 15 games to where he's in great basketball shape. You could do all the training you want in the off season, and I'm sure he's been training while he's been out of the game.
We've seen the videos. We know that he's working out.
It doesn't amount to, you know, going out there banging for 20, 25 minutes with these guys.
Where do you feel it the most? So when you come back and guys are like, well, I'm in shape, but I'm not in game shape. Like, is it the banging and bumps and bruises? Is it catching your breath at certain times? Like, what is it?
It's the soreness of your body, right? Because you're not banging against guys in your normal workouts.
Right.
It's just putting up shots and you know, cardiovascular shape. But to go up and down and you know, guys are hitting you, no, you're going to feel those bumps and bruises the next day.
Especially if you're maybe a little older as a basketball player and say you're mid-30s.
Body doesn't recover like it normally does.
There you go. The Lakers are now 12-2. So do you think they are as good as this record indicates?
First of all, the Sixers might need to hire that kid as a shooting coach.
I'm not
kidding. Second of all,
the shooting coach ain't just a shooter. Just put him on the floor.
Either one.
We just saw if you can be short and still make it team exercise.
The crowd went crazy for that kid last night. I was not even paying attention. I heard this roar, and all of a sudden, are the Lakers as good as their record? Look, they're on a 70-win pace.
Yes.
They are not going to win 70 games. They are not going to get.
Man, Zach, you're a Laker hater.
Load management?
Load management and JaVale and Dwight are not going to play all season this well. They're getting 30 great.
Why?
Because they're playing over their heads.
No, they're not. They're splitting time.
I get it. I'm okay. We'll see. I just think I'm not saying they're going to fall off a cliff. I'm just saying they're both playing at elite levels right now, and I don't think that's going to last. But everyone should have seen this coming. The Lakers have 2 of the top 5 players in the league that complement each other and a decent supporting cast around them, and this is what happens. You win a lot of games.
We can't predict. I know I'm like me last week. You can't say that everyone saw this coming.
No, I said they should have. People should have seen this coming.
You think that 12-2 is indicative of the rest of the season?
You just said it. You got arguably the best player on the planet in LeBron James, right? You have AD, who's a top 5 player in this league and probably the best big man in this league. They complement each other well. They do all the heavy work, the heavy lifting. All these other guys have to do is just do your job. What is their job? Well, you run the floor. You spot up. You wait for your pass. You knock down shots. And you play defense.
Play some defense.
That is all you have to do playing with these 2 guys.
Right.
And what is JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard doing? Providing energy, right? Offensive rebounds, defending, and rebounding. That's it. That's all you have to do. You don't have, Dwight, you don't have the pressure of having to carry a franchise anymore, having to score 20-plus points. You don't have that pressure no more. You can just rebound and play defense.
I would certainly say there were question marks going into this season. We wondered how well they would all play defense. Obviously, having Anthony Davis anchor your defense is a big deal, and LeBron has played a different kind and level of defense than he has played in the past. We didn't know what we were going to get out of Dwight Howard. There was no reason to expect what we have gotten. It has been such a great surprise. There were some other questions around the roster. I will also say that the Lakers have a softer first half of the season schedule-wise than second half, but as I said at the top of the show, you got to play the games on your schedule.
All you can do.
And if you don't win these, then you're really in trouble later in the season. I am super impressed. There were legit questions going in. They weren't not legit because they've done well. It just means that they've answered the questions in a super legit way. I love what I'm seeing. I have to wait and see if everyone escapes injury-free to say if they're going to continue doing this. But they've proven a lot of people, and they've answered a lot of these questions so far. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.